John Boyle, you ready to get us going?
I am. Pete, we'll start with the obvious. Just how is it seeing Russ back out there? And I guess just, you've said all along you thought he'd do this fast and as well as anyone could. Just, are you at all surprised that he's back this quick?
Yeah, this is a remarkable story of recovery, and really a guy set an intent that he was going to do this and pull it off. And I mean, he's way ahead of schedule. And we just came off the practice field, and he threw the ball all over the place. So he did really well for the first time out in a limited amount of plays, but. I mean, everything about it, we knew that Russ was going to go for it, and we didn't know if his body could respond, but it did. And his team that worked with him and helped him throughout did a remarkable job. And so, we'll just go one day at a time, see how it goes. And I know he's thrilled to be back. Everybody's excited to see him back out here, and so it's an amazing accomplishment to be back. Just throwing like he just did on the practice field is a great achievement.
Tim Booth?
Pete, are you working under the assumption that Russell's your starter on Sunday?
We're going one day at a time here. Tim, he's not out here to do anything but play. He's not coming back just to practice. So we'll see what happens as the week goes on. But give us days to figure that out. But the intention is that if he's okay, he plays.
Michael Sean?
Hey Pete, I think it was the statement from the doc that said Russ can his finger he can play with no limitation or something like that. Is that your understanding as well, that he won't be hampered at all by the surgery or the effects of having the pin and all that?
Yeah, but Michael, we're going to take in the information that we get through the week. There's I don't have any hesitation. I've been kind of led along this process to watch how he's returned. He's done a ton in the last week, and so. He did fine today. Got off the practice field feeling great. So we just do one day at a time. But yeah, Dr. Shin, he was really clear throughout that it could possibly happen in a really special fashion, and then Russ pull it off.
Thanks.
Bob Condotta, Seattle Times.
Yeah, Pete. What's Chris Carson's situation? You had said last week that he would meet with some docs on Monday and maybe get cleared, and we saw that he hasn't returned to practice.
Yeah, what I was told today is that Wednesday he'll be on the field. We'll see how that goes. One day at a time.
Jackie?
Hey, Coach, kind of looking at the bigger picture now that you've had this past week to look at film and kind of digest everything from the first half. How do you approach this next week in the second half of the season moving forward? Is there things you want to look at and work on, or just kind of the approach?
Yeah, we're looking at this is a new beginning for the season, and we come out of the break and with the thought of we did a lot of work, on figuring out where we are, things that we've been doing, and making sure that we're making adjustments that are necessary and all of that. But our intentions are to go right back at it and go one game at a time. And it's a huge matchup coming out of the chutes here with Green Bay, and we're going to take it 1 week at a time and see how far we can go, and with every intention that we're starting over again.
Greg?
Pete, do you intend to claim Odell Beckham Jr. and add him to your team?
You'll have to wait and see how this all goes. But at this time, I don't know. I've been on the practice field. I don't know what's going on with any. As you would think, we're aware of what's going on, and we've been involved to understand it and compete and to know what's happening. And we'll let you know as it all happens. I gotta wait. So I didn't say yes or I didn't say no, but that's just because you'll see.
What is it about that type of accomplished veteran receiver, going back to Mike Williams and before that you like for your offense?
Okay, well that's not a good comparison really, but
I'm just meaning
I hear you. Okay, I'll wing it. He's a really good football player. He's as talented as you could be in years past, and so you're always looking for guys that can do special stuff. I've shared with you guys that we're looking for uniqueness and people that are different than other people and give you different dimensions to their play. So that's what we're trying to figure out, investigate, and see if if there's a chance and all that kind of stuff, if it makes sense. And in essence, I'm in a stall telling you what's going on, or just because.
Corbin.
Hey, Pete, you've talked a lot about trying to find consistency with your pass rush to help the secondary. After a quiet start, how much does it help to have Carlos Dunlap come out and have a game like he did 2 weeks ago for the rest of that group? Do you view him as critical to achieving that consistency in the second half?
Yeah, and he was last year also. You know, he really kind of caught fire with us as we got going, and it really helped other guys, be active. We were really active in the Jacksonville game. We knocked a bunch of balls down. We, chased the quarterback all over the place. There's at least 3 or 4 times he throws the ball away as he's going down that could have been sacks very easily, could have been turnovers very easily, and so our pass rush was really effective in that game. I mean, the sack numbers didn't show it, but I'm much more in tune with the effect of the guy's efforts, and it worked really well with our coverage too. So he is a part of it, and has been. He's got a style and his aggressiveness in his pass rush, not as finesse oriented as for instance Darrell Taylor would be, more power oriented, and he does crush down the pocket when he's going in. So. He can be a big factor. Not that just last game, but I thought it was his best game and most effective play. I'm hoping that we really are a factor in every one of these games. It's going to be hugely important this week for sure. And so I feel like like I've been saying to you guys, we've taken a turn, and I like what we're doing. I like where we are. I like the mentality and all of that. So we got to see if we can put some stuff together. We got to get the ball away, from the other team. And we missed 3 little tip balls that we could have had for picks, and that'll be a big difference for us if we can get that turned around.
Art.
Pete, Seahawks haven't won in Green Bay this century. We all know that there's a lot of loud fans.
I've been here
everywhere.
a long time, but not that long, okay?
You can look it up.
Okay.
Besides loud fans, we know that's everywhere on the road in the NFL. What is it about Green Bay that is so hard for teams to execute there?
Well, historically, as you get halfway through the season, the weather is pretty drastic, and it can be a factor, and it's outdoors and all of that. It's hard to prepare for that when it gets in true Green Bay fashion. That's one of the factors. They're a really good team. They got a great fan base. It's loud, like the field's got it's got its way about it, and it always has been a difficult turf, I think, over the years. But they're a good club, man. They're hard to beat at home. So that's I think everybody's faced that over the years.
Michael Sean.
Hey Pete, I think actually about your third down numbers on offense a while ago, and you weren't really sure why you guys were so good on first and second, and it just wasn't translating to third down. Having some time to look at it, have you figured out why it's not translating?
Yeah, we got some real good. We spent a lot of time on this. We've got some real good info and direction that we're heading. So hopefully it'll turn in. It's amazing the difference between a game when you get 10 shots at third down. The difference between being at the best and being down by the bottom of it is like 2 conversions a game. And so we've got to pick up our wins, and we've got to pick up our wins to and that comes from the quarterback, of course. Protection is a big deal. We got to find our guys that are going to make our plays, and in those situations we need Tyler, we need DK, we need Gerald, those guys to really help us convert to, and everybody work together. So it's an all-on effort. We've got some concepts that we're going to look at during this week in particular, and as we get started, and some ways we play our guys and all that. There's a lot going on, so we have to get better here to improve as a team. We need to stay on the field, and so that's the way to do it.
Thanks.
Sure.
John Boyle.
Pete, you guys had Dee Eskridge back out there. It's obviously been a while. Just how's he look to you? And does he need more time than a week, or could he get back?
I can't tell you that right now. He looked good running around today. That's all I know. And let's see what he is tomorrow and the next day. These guys have been out a while. They've been working out hard, but they deserve some chance to get reacclimated to football. And I can't tell you how particularly with a new guy. He has not played very much with us, and so. Let's see. He always does things well, though. He looks good. He's explosive and fast and catches the ball and quick and shifty and all of that. So let's see what happens. And this was just a preliminary day's work, and so I can't take much away from that yet.
Brady.
Hey, Pete, what do you make of just the uncertainty with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers' situation, and what's it like preparing for a game, not, I guess, being entirely sure who's going to start at quarterback for them?
Well, it's an interesting situation. They have to see how they come out this week too. And we'll see what happens. We're going to prepare like we're going to see their best guys, and that's the way we'll go and expect that we'll see Aaron back out there. And if that's not the case, then we'll have seen the game of love, and we'll know more about what we need to do there. But we got to prepare for their best guys, and the way it looks, protocols and format and all that. He should be back out there.
And has there been any discussion about Russell wearing anything like a glove on his hand, or have you talked to him about trying that out or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, if you can imagine, Russ is after we talked about as many alternatives as we could come up with, and he's exploring all kinds of thoughts. But he doesn't need anything, right? Really, he was fine today. So, but maybe we'll gain some more information as we go through the week and see what that means. I don't know, but the speculation about what could go. I mean, we're thinking everything that you could possibly think of. We're working on.
Corbin?
DJ Reed, since you moved him back to right corner 5 games ago, is allowing 45% completion rate and no touchdowns. Do you guys wish you would have just kept him on the right side to start the season? And,
yeah, that'd have been a good idea.
So much more comfortable on that side. I guess
that's a better question for me to answer. That sometimes guys just you're right-handed, and that's the way it feels most comfortable. And I think for him, and he would tell you that he can play on both sides, which he has, but he does feel better on the right side, and he just seems to have a better knack and a better sense for it, and that's why Richard used to play on the left side, and you saw Trey Flowers playing on the right side, and guys just have a better sense and awareness of it. And DJ wouldn't give in to that, but there's no question that he's more effective there. So I'm thrilled that we figured it out. Remember, the reason we did it is because somebody else had done really well, and we were trying to get the best of both guys, and so it's worked out very much in our favor, and I think the corner play in general has really helped us improve, and we've made a lot of improvement since those changes have happened.
Thanks.
Greg?
Sir, we went through the return to play with a vaccinated player. Can you educate us, though, what the NFL protocol is for an unvaccinated player after he's quarantined? Does he have to have consecutive 24-hour tests as well?
My awareness of that, because we don't have many of those cases, but my awareness of that is that it's a 10-day period, and they'll take into account symptoms, that may linger, and all that. But I think the 10 days is like retesting. You spent the time. That's the time frame that they put on that. That's the way I understand it. But again, I haven't looked into that as much because we don't have that situation.
And with Russell Wilson, how realistic was this to you? This was, of course, the minimum games he could miss, but how realistic all along was this that he would play in Green Bay?
Well, I would say this. I mean, knowing Russ, this was the week that we would. I was thinking, if he could pull off something miraculous, then this would be the week he could play. And just judging from the 6 to 8 week thing with broken bones that everybody's aware of, that's kind of how you would you could look at it at one end of it. But we thought, what could be the earliest he could possibly do it? Could he possibly pull it off? And he did, and to make it to practice today. I mean, he looked great out there today. So that's an enormous accomplishment. So I'm saying that was the kind of the hopes that if he could pull off something special, that it might happen this week. That's kind of what we were thinking, and I know he was ready to go yesterday. He would have wanted to play yesterday if he was able to.
Last question, Masvidal.
On third down, you talked about the need for the offensive line and some of the receivers to make a difference. Just what do you need from your running backs on third down?
Well, it always starts with protection, to tell you the truth, and to give us a chance to throw the football. And if guys can do that and do more, then we incorporate it. So it's really the third down back that plays in those situations is really kind of based on what his skill set is and what is the dynamics of his ability. And we would tailor to that. And so. You've already seen us. We get pretty good pass protection from Homer and from DJ, and those guys are doing their job, and both of them have converted on third down runs, and so that gives us a little something there. We feel comfortable throwing them the ball. Those guys aren't featured as the third down back that's going to get the ball all the time, but they do a nice job in their roles.
Thanks.
Okay, one more question. Bob Condota.
Hey, Bob. Before you ask the question, I just feel like saying, I don't know how clearly I said it at the outset, but what we just watched Russ do, I think it's just, and you guys will do a good job of chronicling all of this, but to see somebody that is so clearly, took control of his rehab and the process and the mentality of it. This is really exciting to see, and there's a lot of people that are sick and hurt and coming back from stuff and all of that. It's always nice to know a story with somebody just overcame the odds and pulled it off and was so clearly intended to do all of this. I just think it's remarkable, and I hope it as we follow this and Russ can find his way back to success and all that in a quick fashion. I just think it's important. There's a lot of hard times, a lot of people working through a lot of hard stuff. This is a really cool story, and I'm amazed, but yet not surprised, kind of, and I'm really fired up about it. I'm anxious to see how this goes. Anyway, thanks. I don't know what I said before. Bob, you're on.
Oh no, that was okay. One more on Russell. You said you'll take it one day at a time, but is there something specific you need to see from him at some point in the week to know for sure he's ready for Sunday?
You just watching how he recovers from the work. That's really, it's so often what we say, we got to wait and see how the next day goes. But in particular, in this case, he's already had days where he's thrown the ball more than he did today. So, and they let it up. They had a real great ramp up to it and all that. Really, well-educated, scheduled formula to get there. And this was not more than he's done. So he should be okay tomorrow and get into Wednesday. But we'll see how it goes. And we just got to watch, just watch how he responds.
Okay, thank you, everyone.